Assalamu alaikum children. Welcome to the science class for the grade 5. This is lesson number 9, nervous system part 3. In the previous two videos we have studied about the nervous system, its main parts as brain, spinal cord and nerves, and these parts we have studied in detail, their parts and their functions. As parts of the brain we have seen cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla, and spinal cord which is connected to the brain, and the nerves which acts like the wires in the body. Spinal cord is acting like a thick cord and brain is like a central computer control center of our body. Okay, today we will continue our lesson with reflex actions. See children, some actions are automatic in our body. Some actions we have seen, some movements voluntary and involuntary. In the same way, some actions are automatic. Then what happens when you touch a hot object or step on a broken piece of glass? Suddenly if you touch a hot object or something got pinched in your foot or hand, what happens? You cry out in pain, you get shock, or you move your hand or foot away instantly. This is an automatic action, right? So in which you act without thinking. The act in which you act, which you respond without thinking. Such an action is called reflex action. Suddenly, after getting a shock, after getting a hot object, or after getting pinched something, you respond suddenly. So this act which you perform without thinking, it is called reflex action. Reflex actions are controlled by the spinal cord. These reflex actions are controlled by spinal cord. When a thorn pricks your finger, you feel the pain in the skin of your finger. Okay, the sensory nerves immediately send the signal to the spinal cord. The spinal cord orders the muscles to withdraw the hand. The order from the spinal cord is carried to the muscles by the motor nerves. So here we have seen motor nerves carry instructions from the brain or the spinal cord to the muscles and organs. So these motor nerves carry instructions and they bring back the message response to the particular part where we got hot object or got hurt. Okay, so this is reflex action which we act without thinking suddenly. Okay, this is called reflex action. Reflex action takes a shortcut. The message does not go to the brain. So from spinal cord only, suddenly, instantly, response is coming. So this reflex action takes a shortcut. The message does not go to the brain. This saves time and prevents major injury. Okay, here we can see the process of reflex action. Here, skin of the finger where you are getting hurt or you got prick something, or here muscles in your hand. Okay, when you are getting when you are touching a hot object, this message is going through the motor nerves to the spinal cord and the response is coming back. Okay, now we will see sense organs. As we have seen, sense organs are controlled by our cerebrum, which is the main part of the brain. Okay, so we will see now sense organs. As you have studied, we have 5 sense organs: eyes, nose, tongue for taste, ears and skin. Okay, sense organs make us aware of our surroundings. There are 5 sense organs: eyes, ear, nose, tongue and skin. So our eyes are like TV cameras. They send images of the world around us to the brain. The brain interprets these pictures and tells us what we see. Okay children, our eyes are like TV cameras. They send image of the world around us to the brain. Eyes send message to the brain, then brain decides which picture is that, what are you seeing around you. The brain interprets these pictures and tells us what we see. So we should take care of our eyes. So do not spend much time playing games on the computer. Sit 6 feet away from the television and do not watch too much television. Wash your eyes with clean water. As eyes are very important sense organs, so we must take care of it. Next is ears. We use our ears to sense sound. We use our ears to sense sounds. They also help us to maintain our balance. Nose, there are nerve endings on the upper part of the nose. These nerves are connected to the brain and help us to detect different smells. Okay, when we have a cold, the nerve ending is in the nose get blocked and smell does not reach there. That is why we cannot smell things when we catch the cold. Next sense organ is tongue. The tongue is a muscle that helps us to speak, swallow and taste. The tongue has sensory structures called taste buds. It can detect 4 types of taste: salty, sweet, sour and bitter taste. Taste buds have nerve endings that carry taste messages to the brain. Okay. Next is skin. Skin is outermost covering of our body. It has nerve endings that help detect heat, cold, pain, pressure and texture. It protects the internal organs. The tiny pores on the surface of skin allow removal of body waste. So how to take care of our skin? Keep your skin germ free by washing or bathing with soap and clean water. Always wear clean clothes. Use sunscreen lotion to protect the skin from sunburns. Okay children, so these are sense organs we have seen which are controlled by our brain in the part cerebrum. So how we get a picture in the eyes, how can we listen the sounds, how can we hear the sound, how can we smell the different fragrances, a good smell or bad smell, and how can we touch different tastes, sweet, sour, bitter or salty, and how can our skin feel the touch of any hot or cold object, and it also protect our internal organs, right? So these all are controlled by our brain. In this lesson we have seen the nervous system which is controlled by the brain. All the systems in the body, all life processes, all involuntary muscles, every action is controlled by our brain, which is the main control center of the body. And this is like thick cable, our spinal cord, and the small nerves which are passing in all which are connected in our all body parts, and which help our body to give messages to the brain. Then brain respond how to act on that. And we have seen reflex action, the main this is also very important point. Reflex action, when we act without thinking, when you act suddenly on any touch or feel. Okay, so this is reflex action, and it is controlled by spinal cord. Okay children, that's it for today's video. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.